Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy, GMike Perez, aka GMike, and y'all already know what it is, baby. Back with another episode of the G Perspective. Before we get into it, please follow me on my socials at GMike Perez on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at GMike Media _. The audio version of this podcast is available on all podcast platforms and the video version on YouTube as well. And if you're into sports gambling, I run a Telegram channel where we try to get everyone from $10 to $50 to $100 a day of winnings by only paying $5 a month to receive our daily slips. So the link will be in the bottom of your screen. Put that in your Safari or web browser or wherever you got, and let's get it on and popping. You know what I'm saying? If not, just hit me on my socials and we'll get you going. But let's jump into it. Please like, subscribe, leave some comments, talk your smack, but let's get it. Logan Peter, Nick Wilkins, Justin Frazier. Oh man, we got the four horsemen in the house, baby. Let's get it. Let's on and pop it, baby. How y'all doing, bro?
Fantastic.
It's always an honor to be on the G Perspective, man.
That's a fact.
My little only one hype, and I feel like
shit,
bro.
I'm ready. Let's go. I'm ready.
Time I gotta debate y'all for about an hour. I gotta save my energy, so I'm chilling.
Okay. I feel that.
I'm a little down,
especially when it comes to my personal favorite sport. Because then Logan like to get disrespectful, make Bronco jokes.
Well, at least you're not getting that today. That'll be another episode, but
hey, you never know.
Not today.
You never would have thought, though.
You never know.
Who would have thought, though, before the season, my team would have went the furthest?
Right?
Detroit Lions, man.
That right there was plus. That was plus 3,000 right there.
I knew they was going further than the Broncos. I can promise you.
Well, that's a fact, but not the Eagles and the Cowboys.
I knew they were making the playoffs for sure, but I also felt as if...
I thought we were going to win the North. I was like, this is the year we got to. To. I didn't want to tell myself that, but I did think that. I had to see it to believe it, but I love
Detroit's back. You'll be here for quite a while. Dan Campbell's a good coach.
Oh, he's a great coach. Ben Johnson coming back.
Ben Johnson coming back is huge too. Yeah,
huge, bro. Huge.
And I wouldn't be shocked if the Eagles had a rough start that they would be calling that guy next year.
You hope you have a rough start to call.
That boy's praying on something. You got Vic Fangio at least.
Vic Fangio and Kellen Moore.
That was a good hire. Kellen Moore is
trust me, we had him in Dallas. Mid.
Fangio was a good sign.
Hey, I like Fangio. I mean, listen, we've played Fangio defense for as long as I can remember. Who better to bury that if they're still bad than Vic Fangio himself, right? So it's like you're getting the man behind the madness that you've used for the last 20 years. So I just can't wait to see Hassan Reddick back in coverage again. Yay.
So it's funny because we started talking about that. Did you listen to that one clip that DeAndre Swift was on Michael Parsons podcast, The Edge, that he was talking about how what happened to the Eagles season, and he basically said that they just didn't make enough plays. You agree with that?
Yeah. I don't know, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I feel as if there was a lot of underlying things that are just gonna slide under the rug because it's the off season now and nobody has to talk anymore. But I definitely do think there were other things going on. I'm not sure if they got the people that were making those problems happen out of the building. So who knows? But I do know that most of the players ride for Sirianni. The AJ Brown, Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson, Mailata, Hurts. Well, they all ride for him, so I could see that they stuck with him in a way. But man, at the same time, it just felt so. Everybody felt so just apart. I didn't think it was just on the field. It felt like it was a lot of off the field things as well. But yeah, I don't know. I'd have to say no, and I think he's just talking to, make sure he's not throwing anybody under the bus in a way. But yeah.
Well, my biggest question is why Matt Patricia? Like,
That's such a panic move, bro. It was such a panic move.
And it showed. Like,
yeah,
we know you had issues on the defensive end, and for whatever reason, the secondary looked horrible. But Matt Patricia is not the guy you bring in to fix the problems.
Not at all. Him and his fucking big ass number 2 pencil just sitting on his. He never takes it out. It's just there for show. Like maybe
to the sensory.
Yeah, maybe use it, but I guess not. He can't change a play. So
and use tablets now, dude. You can't use that shit.
That's true. Yeah, no, exactly. But I mean, one thing I will say about Patricia is I do feel like he was kind of thrown into an unfair situation in a way.
That's true.
Just it's tough to completely revamp a defense halfway through the season. They're going through their progressions under Desai, and they run. I mean, if you look back at Patricia's defenses that he ran in New England, it's mostly like it's not really a zone. It's more so that they play a backwards type of man, where I forget the exact football terminology for it, but they're playing man, but they're a couple yards back. Like it's not like they're not draped onto guys, but Desai is all zone. Like it's all 10 yards back, sit back, cover 2, and just pray. That was all Desai was, and it worked for quite a while because the offense was playing as well as they were. So they were already winning games right away, and they had a couple big plays. They were winning turnover battles huge in the first 4 to 5 weeks of the season. I think that was the main reason that they were in the position they were 11 weeks through. But I could also see why all this happened because, I mean, shit, it never looked great. Even when they were winning games. Like, it always was ugly. They were beating Sam Howell in overtime at home. They were, winning. I mean, it's funny, though, too, is like they would go and beat Sam Howell in overtime, and then Josh Allen would walk in and they beat him in overtime. And it's like, wow, they beat every team outside the Lions, because I don't think they played this year, but every team that was in the final, well, and Baltimore, they didn't play that, but I think it was last round, the round before the divisional round. There was out of the 8 teams that were in it, 5 of them the Eagles beat. And I was just like, dude, what happened? Like, in my head, I was just like, what? How did this go so wrong that quick? I don't know. I don't really want to talk about the Eagles, bro.
I'm gonna go open the door right quick, and this is what I come back to. Damn.
One thing that bothers me personally about the Eagles this year was it was a consistent thing, of worry, but you thought they'd get it together at the end. I
same.
But it didn't get better. It actually got worse. The secondary was better all year.
Worse.
But when I got really worried is when the D-line got worse. So
yeah, I agree.
Step back. Of course, the whole D-line, they got punked by Arizona in the run. James Conner had a career day. You feel me? So
he wasn't the only one, bro.
That's what I'm saying. He wasn't the only one. Once the D-line regressed, because the D-line, you can have a bad secondary, but when your D-line is creating pressure and you're getting to that quarterback, it can at least mask some of the secondaries.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely.
Once the D-line was getting punked in the trenches, I said, this is not good. This is not good.
Dude, and they were gassed. I think that was the main reason why they were getting punked so bad.
Out of shape.
Dude, they were, and I don't even want to say they're out of shape. They ran 10 guys last year. This year they ran 6. And they cut Derek Barnett, who went to Houston and exploded and had 3.5 sacks in the last 5 weeks, and even had a sack in the first playoff game they had. And it's you cut that guy because he wanted more playing time, which I get it. Derek Barnett's been a bonehead his entire career. He gets stupid 15-yard roughing the passer penalties almost guaranteed at least 5 times a year. And there's certain things that he does wrong, but he gets pressure consistently, and he takes a ginormous amount of pressure off of the guys that are starting every single game. You cannot just run the same 4 guys out there for 40 plays, especially when your offense is doing nothing. So they have to continue to go out there and just continue to churn. They're going to slow down, especially when 2 of them are Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox, who are fucking dinosaurs at this point in football age. So it's listen, I love these guys. It's the same thing with Kelsey. I mean, I think Jason Kelsey is going to stay one more year, but the Eagles have always won in the trenches. They always stay young. They always stay fresh. Their D-line and their O-line are always good. They mask the rest. That's really how the Eagles have always. That's how Howie Roseman at least tries to do it. If you draft, when was the last time you've seen the Eagles draft anything other than a defensive lineman or maybe a rare wide receiver in the first round? It usually doesn't happen. That's usually the only 2 things they draft. So winning in the trenches is important for them, but like Justin said, bro, that they got absolutely smoked in the trenches the last 4 to 5 weeks, and you can't mask Ringo and Ricks and Bradley Roby for that long. I mean, I think Ricks and Ringo actually have pretty good futures ahead of them because they're not bad in coverage, but you can't cover a guy for 20 seconds. It's not going to happen.
Another problem, I think, and it kind of reminded me, like, when he said out of shape. Jordan Davis is out of shape. And that's my
fact. That's kind of what I was referring to.
Old dogs. And then for Jalen Carter, yes, his first year, maybe you hit a rookie wall, but like,
I think he did.
Talented player on the defense, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to, in going into year 2, take that next step. So we had 8.5 sacks. It's time to get to 10, brother. Jordan Davis, we probably got to come off about 20, 30 pounds, my friend. We don't lose all that because you're a big dude. But
just turn it into muscle, really.
You got to move. You got to move around. Yeah.
He's quick. That's not really the issue. It's about stamina.
Yeah, he's a run stuffer.
Finishing
Yeah,
games.
but exactly. He can't stay on the field. Like in the third and fourth quarter when you need him most, you got Shelton Williams in there Milton Williams in there who I don't mind Milton Williams, 5th rounder out of Louisiana Tech, but he's a 5th rounder at Louisiana Tech, not the 12th overall pick that should be on the field in the third and fourth quarter when it matters. So, yeah, the Eagles have a couple issues that they need to address, but I'm not ready to talk about the ball. I think they need to just marinate that, and that's that.
Well, we're gonna stay on this sport for sure throughout the whole episode, but just to stay on the NFC side. So we already got the Super Bowl matchup. We're gonna talk about it a little later on, but let's talk about the NFC Conference Championship that ended with the San Francisco 49ers beating the Detroit Lions 34-31. On the doc, you already got all the stats on there, so we'll go over that a little later. But just the overall aspect of the game, and I'm going to ask Nick first. Nick, you already know why. Nick, you already know why. So I'm going to ask Nick first. When you were watching the game from start to finish, because I know you did, no matter how the game ended, I know you watched it from start to finish.
Every second.
Explain how your emotions went from the first half to the second half.
All right. I'll tell you before the game. So I went into this game thinking the 49ers were going to win. I was already bummed because I was rooting for the Ravens and Lamerica Jackson, who failed us.
We'll talk about that later too, folks.
He failed y'all.
All right, whatever. But he failed me. I've been a big Lamar Jackson fan, so that bummed me out. And then, so I was kind of like, dang, kind of lost today. I already went into this game feeling like Lions were going to sell. And that's okay. We already had a great season. I was fine with that. And then I saw this first half. And I'm like, nah, there's still no way. I'm telling you, I watched us go up 17. And I still was like, I feel like we're going to fold. Like, as a Lions fan, I feel like we're going to fold. But I couldn't help but have that hope that could we go to the Super Bowl? I couldn't help it. It's like in the back of my mind, it's like, is this really about to happen? I was like, nah. No, there's no way. I kept telling myself, nah, it's not going to happen. Then that third quarter rolled around and you see that deep shot to Ayuk, hit off Vildor's helmet and he somehow catches it. I was like, yep, we lost. As soon as that play happened, right, bro, the huge momentum shifter. I was just like, if stuff like that is going to happen, it's just like that, the helmet catch in the Super Bowl. Stuff like that happens, bro. That the football gods are not on your side. So I saw that, and we're already the Detroit Lions, so I already knew what was about to happen. And sure enough, the momentum swung and never went back our way. That happened. They scored a touchdown, and then right after that, Jahmyr Gibbs fumbles the ball. I mean, it was like the first play of the next drive.
Yep.
So I was just like, yep, you might as well wrap it up with a bow. Sure enough, 49ers, they toughed it out and got the win, and I was sad.
It was tough, man. It was tough. I was rooting for you, bro. I was rooting for you because
I feel like America was rooting for us.
That one was a fact. I was behind.
Yeah. We were all behind you. That ass. Like, you saw those memes. It was just like everybody against the Chiefs. Did you see that with the Ravens?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man. Hey.
I wanted a Ravens Lions Super Bowl so bad because those are my two favorite teams, really.
Nick, respectfully, nobody wanted to see that shit. You already got cooked by them boys. That's why everybody was like, let's see.
He has a point, though.
I was like, bro, we already seen it. It was 38-6. I don't need to see that again.
I don't think we would have got blown
It's hard
out
to beat
like
the
that,
same
though.
team twice.
Exactly. It's hard to beat the same team twice.
It wouldn't have been 38-6. It would have been 38-16.
Yeah, maybe.
It's not even
I
honestly,
I wouldn't have even been mad. I still wouldn't have been mad just because Lamar gets his chip, which is I was hoping for that since he got drafted because I didn't understand why he fell so late in the first round. I was a big Lamar Jackson fan when he was at Louisville. So, if he got his first ring, I would have been fine. And plus, the Lions go to a Super Bowl. Are you kidding me?
I wasn't trying to see 38-16 on my final happy Sunday.
I don't think it would have been that. I think it would have been a good game.
I bet you I would have been.
We got caught off guard. And I don't think we had Frank Ragnow for that game. Ragnow was cooking.
But I'm telling you, I think I would have been a Lions better on that game.
Mike McDonald has all them Shanahan offenses figured out. Until proven otherwise, I will continue to say them boys would have got cooked.
Well, guess what? Neither of them are in the Super Bowl, so we don't got to worry about it.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Look,
you make me sick.
I want to stay on. I definitely want to stay on the NFC Championship.
Because I was about to ask you a question about it, but go ahead.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, let's hear it.
I was just gonna ask you, what do you think happened from?
What do I think happened?
Yeah, I'll say halftime because something happened at halftime, bro.
Yeah, I'll tell you what happened. Yeah, I'll tell you what happened. Dan Campbell started playing not to lose instead of to win. That's exactly what happened. There was plenty of There was plenty of opportunities to go for it and do what they've been doing the entire season, like literally the entire season. But they would punt or do something else, and then the times where it wasn't really a good idea to go for it, he would have something that was had on 4th and 7 or 4th and 8, and they would go for it on their own 40-yard line, and you don't get it. Those are big momentum swings, especially when you're not playing at home. I mean, the Ayuk catch to me was the biggest swing of the game. I mean, when you have a guy going up and it bangs off his face mask and Ayuk's just there to catch, like it reminded me. It actually reminded me of one of the best plays, bro. Freezy. You remember this play? Let me take you back. You're sitting on your couch on a Saturday night, and you're thinking, "My dogs are gonna win a big game. Oh, they're gonna win a big." And then on the last second, Auburn just way downfield, and then 2 defenders go up and bang! Touchdown! Dogs lose again. All right, that was before
when I said Logan was a hoe.
No, that's what it reminded me of. As soon as I literally got shades of that Niner logo being the Auburn logo, bro. It was crazy. And then I was like, well, we know what happens after this because ever since that point, Dan Campbell played to lose the game, bro. Then the first half, they were dominant because they were moving the ball with who? Goff. Jared Goff was destroying these men, making them look silly. And when you have a great run game and you can just give it off to Montgomery every once in a while and he just churns out 8 yards per carry just because he wants to, and then you have Gibbs in the flat, both of them fresh, that was the most dynamic duo all season long. Like, and it wasn't even close. The 2 guys that they had were the reason that they were there, and the fact that Goff was playing at an elite level, in my opinion, but he was doing that all year. They were torching them offensively, and they slowed down completely. They ran it on 3rd and 6 because they were thinking they would get a couple of yards to go for it, but you get stuffed up because Javon Hargrave, who has probably seen this play 15 times already in the game, because to me, Ben Johnson didn't look stale, but he looked like he was playing to Campbell's tune. That's what it felt like in the second half. It felt like there was a tune that the offense was playing to just not make a mistake, don't turn the ball over, play the field position game because we're up so much. And San Francisco, like, they're the best 2 teams in the NFC for a reason, right? Like, they're in that game for a reason. Both of them have a dynamic offense and a dynamic defense that on any given day, if they get hot, you're in trouble. And that's really what happened. Brock Purdy got a little bit hot, and he wasn't throwing the ball great all game, but he got a little hot, and Christian McCaffrey got pissed off. Christian McCaffrey looked angry in the second half. I'm not going to lie. Like, he looked angry. Running the ball, getting it in the flat. Like, he didn't leave the field either. So, there's too much star power to just lay down and try to think that you have enough points. They scored 24 points in the first half. I mean, you can't tell me you couldn't have at least put up 14 more. But they just kind of went flat.
But that's why I think that something happened in halftime, because if you've been in the locker room in a sport that you have played at half or whatever team sport it is, and if you go into the next half just thinking like, yeah, we got this. No, don't worry about it. We could chill. We could relax. I feel like that's what the Lions were doing in halftime. And then on the other side of the Niners, I felt like it was like, yo, you guys are playing like a bunch of bitches. You guys are doing this. It was like more angry. So everybody was like, yo, you know what, man? We're going to turn this thing around, bro.
And that's entirely possible. But I really do think, too, that like if you're Dan Campbell, first time in that situation, you've never really been in that much of a high leverage situation. You're up 17 points. In your head, I feel like, and this is what they played like to me in all the third quarter, just don't make a mistake. Just don't give them any opportunity to just gain momentum and get the crowd back into it in a way. And they were doing a pretty good job of it until Ayuk made that catch. But he stayed conservative after that moment. He never switched that gear back to where it's like, all right, we're only up 10 now. So, I got to get back into this. So we got to make sure that we just go balls to the walls like we've been doing all year long. And I look, the only real coach to me that doesn't feel that type of pressure are the ones that have been there already and done it. And he had never done it and have never been there. And I think he even admitted after the game too, like, I made a lot of mistakes that I would kind of like to have back. There was a field goal opportunity that they went for instead that probably would have put them in a better situation to drive.
At the beginning of the third quarter.
Yes, exactly. So, look, he's going to learn from it. He's already a good coach. And to me, the only person that really was in that situation was the quarterback. So, if they were to win that game, I think it would have had to have been on Goff's shoulders at the end. And to me, again, they were all kind of playing under Dan Campbell's bubble of don't make a mistake at this point. That's just how it felt, at least. I don't know.
I ain't gonna lie. I love you, Logan. I think you're a little bit off, my friend. But look, at halftime, shit was bound to change. Like y'all both said, you're gonna make adjustments. Stuff is gonna happen. The Lions kind of played how they have all year. They've gone for it. This is the same team we were talking about a month ago, continuously going for it on a 2-point conversion after penalty after penalty after penalty. This is who they are. They kind of just remain to themselves. And
also, our kicker is trash.
To
be honest,
Josh Reynolds drops a pass that was right there to be had.
He dropped two.
Reynolds dropped two. One on third down, and then one on that fourth that we went for.
A ball goes through your hands. Gibbs fumbles. Shit happens.
That's what I mean. The momentum.
Dan Campbell thing. Yes, the IU pay was huge, but I don't think it was the Lions getting out of who they were. I think it was more so the 49ers did show some form of championship DNA, as well as finally getting pressure because their D-line was getting punked the whole first half. Then they started finally getting pressure. They started getting back there. And then the Lions offensively, just a few mistakes. Like maybe you do something for that field goal in the third quarter and you go upset like 27-10. Instead, you don't. You don't get it. That's more momentum to the 49ers. I personally wouldn't have went for it when they was down 3, but that's who they've been all year. I can't stop that man from doing what he's been doing. His players are like, yeah, it's what we've been doing. Like, we always go for it. We gamble. They gambled, and for one time, in the biggest game of their season, it just didn't work. And maybe it'll work next year if they're in the same spot, but maybe he kicks a field goal next year. It's a damn good team, obviously. But, and another thing, Cam Sutton, I'm getting 250.
Bro.
So like, the Niners offense was going to blow up at some point. Because
I know.
Might as well start all 4 of us, and they'd be about the same numbers. So
yeah, our corners are iffy to say the least.
And some just small mistakes. J-Mo had the touchdown in his hands. Goff put it on him, and y'all know I'm not even the biggest Goff fan. He put it on him, goes through his hands.
He did. That was a nice throw.
Reynolds 2 drops.
I was about to say Josh Reynolds had a couple a fourth down drop, a third down drop,
and a third.
And a fumble that puts the Niners right back by the red zone. So it's just a few mistakes to wing it.
After that Ayuk catch, they score literally the next drive, the first play. It was that Gibbs fumble. So the momentum just swung. I don't know if Dan Campbell he didn't really get away from what we were doing because that is what we were doing all year, like Justin said. And our kicker is not the best when it's 40 yards out. So I kind of get why he went for it. I would have taken the field goal, but I get why he went for it.
I'm pretty sure there was another instance in the fourth quarter as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? But
we went for it twice in the second half and didn't get it.
And after San Francisco went up by 3, once they scored that touchdown, it was it was
They went for the
30
fourth down to get in there because they could have tied the game.
They could have tied the game with like a 30-yard field goal, and they went for it, right?
That's when we went for it, yeah. Instead of tying the game.
Yeah.
That's when I would have definitely kicked it.
Yeah, and I just felt like too at that time though, like you had you had 3 timeouts though too, and it's like it's not like you kicked a field goal and you're still down 1. Like you kicked a field goal and you're tied. Though.
Yeah,
like, it's like I mean, listen, if San Francisco walks down the field and scores, that's great, but you got 3 timeouts, so you can stop the clock at least once or twice. I don't know. Look, and like Justin said, look, Justin, you're spot on, bro. Like they were gamblers all year, bro. Like and that's kind of why I felt like they deserved to be in Vegas, but that's just how the cookie crumbles, unfortunately for them. But they look, Detroit's going to be right where they want to be in the next 3 to 5 years. Their window's just opening up. I mean, seriously, I don't really see any flaws they have, especially if they can bring back all their personnel, coaching wise, which it seems like they're doing a good job.
Corners.
Well, yeah, but Aiden Hutchinson going in
is pretty trash now.
I'll tell you what,
our safeties are good. Our corners are not at all.
Aiden going into next year, bro.
Mike Evans had 147 on y'all. Should have been 2 touchdowns.
Gonna have
CD had 200 plus.
Yeah.
I had 100.
Yeah.
I have 50.
And once the defense shores up a little bit, like I really do think they're gonna be in. And then, like the defense wasn't that great, and look, they were 3 points away from the Super Bowl. So,
4 points.
I want to talk about the AFC because I don't really want to talk about San Francisco at all until we talk about the Super Bowl matchup. Because
just real quick, then we won't get on that.
Because I feel like Frazier has an interesting. I like when Freezy's little preview for. We should let Freezy do a preview for the 49ers and for the Chiefs, bro.
I almost have a movie trailer for you. Damn near from what I'm thinking.
Oh man! But let's talk about Brock Purdy right quick, man, because this guy just came out and solidified the game for the Niners at the end, and he did that the week before in the divisional round. This man went 20 completions on 31 attempts, 267 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. That was in the first half, and I'm pretty sure he was pissed off about because he came in the second half firing. I think he probably only missed like 5 or 6 throws that weren't completed. He was
electric in that second half.
Facts. With Purdy doing these 2 last performances, does that put him over the edge as top 5 quarterback in the league?
Hell no. Fuck no. Top five in the league, crazy. No, but I'm thinking in my head, I want to discuss. I'm glad you brought Brock Purdy up because I do want to discuss this, man. He got one already. Everything else around him is top 5. Right? Let's go over it. He's got a top 5 O-line. He's got a top 5 coach in the league. He's got a top 5 wide receiver core. He's got the best running back in the league. He's got a top 5 tight end. He's got a top 5 defense. So, look, is he playing unbelievable right now? Absolutely, bro. Should he be playing that good with what's around him? I think you could probably throw Sam Darnold in. I've been saying this all year long too, by the way. I
disagree with that.
I know you've been saying that all year long too. I know you have,
bro.
But I really do think you could throw Sam Darnold in that situation and give him a year full of reps like Purdy's had now and to get comfortable in the offense, and I guarantee you he would probably be producing the same type of way that Brock Purdy is right now, bro. I'm telling you, I don't even want, and listen, I'm not saying that I don't even want to say he's a system quarterback because I do think he could do this in multiple systems. I really do. He's a good player. Like you can't take anything away from what he's doing. You can't just it's the same conversation with Jalen Hurts, right? People say, oh, yeah, he's got all this talent around him, so that's the reason why he's good. And it's like, yeah, that might be true, but he still has to throw the fucking football. It's not like someone's doing it for him. It's not like people are calling these plays and audibles for, well, people call the plays for him, but the audibles and things like that on field is like, they're all doing that by themselves. He's a great quarterback, bro, don't get me wrong, but there is at least 20 starters that I would take over Brock Purdy still if I was starting an offense. Like, for example, I feel like Baker Mayfield would be shining as a San Francisco 49er, bro. If Baker got a chance before Brock, he would be shining, bro. He would be on a pedestal because he's got that charisma. Anyway, you saw it in Cleveland. He was on progressive commercials. He's
just not
all
clutch,
this crazy stuff. And I guarantee you, if he had that much talent around him, he would be a little bit more clutch than he is, bro.
I don't know. That switch, Brock
Purdy. Maybe a little bit more clutch, but he wouldn't be more clutch than Brock Purdy.
Logan's on to something, though, because Baker's had some really good playoff games. That game when he was in Cleveland, they beat Pittsburgh. They almost beat.
They were one game away, bro. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People forget. Like,
he played great in that first game against Philly. He even played pretty good against Detroit.
He played.
He ain't clutching though. He threw a pick right at the end, but right to the linebacker. Ended the game.
Think about what he's working with. Listen, bro. Yes,
the wide receiver. What he's working with.
The wide receiver. Yeah, listen. The wide receivers are probably on par. Everything else is not, bro. San Francisco has a better tight end, a better running back, a better defense, a better offensive line. All that's better. The only thing that might be on par is wide receivers, which is all right. Yeah, like I get that. Yeah, he could throw it up to Mike Evans just like he could with Ayuk. But dude, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I don't think I'm taking 20 though. 20 is a bit much.
I mean,
what would you put him at? What would you put him at?
I'm taking Dak over him. I'm taking Hurts over him. Maybe not Danny Dimes. I guarantee you throw Sam Howell in that
Danny Dimes.
You throw Sam Howell in that offense, and you don't think Sam Howell's doing those same types of things?
No, I don't,
bro.
Oh man.
The thing is, he was Purdy. The thing is, Purdy was doing it without the weapons, bro. He made huge,
it's the mindset.
Huge runs.
His
mindset was, bro.
Wait a minute.
Locked.
He's doing it without the weapons. Who's blocking for him during those runs? Number one, maybe he's got a little bit of intuition to get.
Are you acting like they got a top 3 O-line? He's got Trent Williams.
No,
they got Trent Williams. After that,
it's below average.
Nah, it's shaky. It's shaky.
So you're telling
that right tackle is not good.
You're telling me Christian McCaffrey just blocked for himself all year long?
I'm telling
McCaffrey
you,
McCaffrey is disgusting. We don't need an O-line. We should prove that in Carolina.
That's different, bro. That's different.
When they run to the left, when you're
running around Trent,
it's way different than when they run to the right.
Exactly, bro.
Okay, but my point is, then just keep fucking running left. You only need one guy to do a run blocking, so you go to the left. That's what's been working all year long for them.
Come on, dog.
Running to the left, though.
You're telling me Brock Purdy's blind side could be protected better than what it is? Tell me
That's not what I'm saying.
No, we're saying everybody but Trent is borderline buns.
Yes. Yes.
Borderline.
They're solid mid.
They're not solid anything. They're mid. They're mid.
I just think that Purdy is really one of the great quarterbacks in the league because of his mindset, bro. This guy, he's proven
he turned
already.
It on in that
he's
second
proven
half,
already
bro.
In these last 2 games where it truly matters. Everybody always talks about how the Cowboys, they're really good in the regular season, but when it comes to January, they ain't shit. And that's what Purdy has shown that he is.
So you think Brock Purdy in a Cowboys uniform could bring them to a better place than what Dak's done?
I don't know if they'll bring him to a better place.
He's in his second year.
But I think he can make more clutch plays than what Dak does.
I agree.
Wow, I can't wait. I can't wait for the Super Bowl because I'm gonna tell. I'll tell you what. You're right, Nick's right. He's young. He's on a rookie deal. You can sign a lot of players when your quarterback's on a rookie deal. I know it from firsthand experience. You can sign. You can sign yes, you can. If your quarterback's on a
whole roster,
they do have to re-sign their whole roster now because guess what? There's a bunch of people getting ready to get paid. Like I'm saying, like the past couple of years, they've had the financial flexibility to go out and get Javon Hargraves for the most expensive contract in defensive tackle history the last 5 years. Like they've had the money to do that because you don't have to pay the most important position yet, which is kudos to them. Obviously, when you have a quarterback who's making that less or that amount of money and still producing the way he is, I don't get my words twisted, bro. Brock Purdy is obviously a good player. He's not here for no reason, but all I'm saying is you could probably put multiple quarterbacks that are in the league that are in different positions now and have the stats to prove that. You could put them in that 49ers system where Purdy is currently sitting, and I guarantee you the production would probably be the same, if not better for certain guys, bro.
It might rise for them, but I don't know about the same.
I don't think it would. It depends. Because then this is what we're doing. We just seen Jimmy G. Brock Purdy is better than Jimmy G. I'm
100%.
And what did Jimmy G do?
I'm about to tell you something. If they was down 24-7 with Jimmy G, they weren't winning that game.
They weren't winning that game at all.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
Because he's not making them run.
They know.
If no one's open, he's not running out the pocket.
Wait a minute. So we're talking about serial winners, right? You can't tell me that Jimmy Garoppolo at that point in his career was not a serial winner. He was. All he did was win. He brought them to
they never went down like that.
They put him in the same. They never went down with Jimmy Garoppolo ever. I don't know an exact game, but I guarantee you they've probably been put in that position before.
They won an NFC Championship game. This brother threw 8 passes.
Yeah.
Jimmy G was not. Like, Brock is more than just your typical game manager, bro. Jimmy G is your actual.
I agree.
My point is, though, if you look at that NFC Championship game, where they're not winning the entire, they were winning from basically
they scored 37
points
in a modern NFL game with 8 passes. No one, you're not just doing that.
Their defense was that good. My point is,
37 points has nothing to do.
They were always off the field. When you have 9 chances to score points
for 200. Damn near 50 yards with Raheem Mostert on the boards.
Yeah, they had like 3 running backs and Debo. When
If
Debo
they got down 17,
so they have the best running back basically of our lifetime in their backfield right now, who doesn't need any backup, by the way. Still have Debo, who's now in his prime, not a rookie who is not necessarily getting into Debo.
He's not running as much as he was back in 2020. No, of course not.
All he does is run.
No, man, this guy is catching way more passes now. Bro,
my point. Okay, yeah, I get that, but I'm saying I meant run as in like he's getting yacked, bro. Like he just gets the ball in open field. He's not.
Oh yeah,
he's not.
Okay.
He's not making
like carries.
No. He's not making a crazy amount of like Ayuk's their guy downfield. He's not making plays downfield consistently like Brandon Ayuk does. He's more of a guy you get out in the flat and just put him in open space because he's breaking. he runs through everybody. So I mean, like Debo is unreal, bro. You got George Kittle, who's again a top 5 player. At his position in our league, in the NFL, but
our league.
Yeah, it's our league. Yeah, come on, it's ours. But I don't know, bro. Like, listen, we could argue about this all day, but again,
where would you put Purdy? Where would you put Purdy?
I think he's like a top 15 quarterback.
That's perfect. There it is.
Yeah. I'm not saying he's not a bottom tier quarterback. He's obviously shown that he's got talent, but just look. We could go by division, and I could just spill you who I think Baker Mayfield would be in the same position, if not better, if you put him in the system. And Baker's just the guy that I think of because of how his career has unfolded, just by bouncing around and getting cut by all these teams. Now it's like I feel like Purdy, if he landed with a different organization right away, if he didn't get drafted as Mr. Irrelevant to the 49ers. His career path could be a lot different. That's all I'm saying. That's all I think. I think he's getting a lot of confidence now, and he's gonna obviously grow into that role because they believe in him now. So it's like, well, if an entire organization who has all these historic values and just is one of the arguably top 5 best franchises of all time in the NFL, they giving you all the keys and you're making the most of it, you're gonna gain confidence automatically. So again, he's going to continue to grow. If he's a top 5 to 10 quarterback in the next 2 years and they win a Super Bowl or 2, I really could see that. But right now, bro, it's like we gotta slow down on Brock Purdy, bro. Gotta slow down on Brock Purdy. You never know.
I'm telling you, twice in a row.
Yeah, but let me tell you something else too.
Games in the playoffs. Everybody
thinks Jalen Hurts had a god awful year this year, right? This guy was a man amongst boys getting like Hulu, all these crazy things last year after the Super Bowl because he played outstanding. And what he go out and do this year, bro? And nothing crazy special. I mean, he was pretty good for the first 10 weeks, and then after that, it was like, damn, like what happened? Who's to say we won't be talking about Brock Purdy that way next year? Yeah, I haven't seen enough consistently from him to be like, all right, yeah, he's solidified, man. He's a top 10 quarterback. Like that, I just don't think there's been enough time. That's all.
Well, another thing where I'm pretty confident he won't turn that is because Brian Johnson's not calling his plays. Kyle Shanahan.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
He'll be pretty solid regardless.
That's a fact. Yeah, your coordinator situations went down the dumps this year. Oh my goodness.
It's fair.
He don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, no.
So the Niners are going to the Super Bowl. The Niners are going to the Super Bowl, and they're going to face off the Chiefs. But let's talk about the Chiefs and the Ravens game, man, because it was a disappointment, bro, in my eyes. And the biggest disappointment for me was like the Baltimore Ravens were the number one rushing offense throughout the league to end the season, to go into the playoffs, and then you go in the divisional game and you let Lamar Jackson run 100 yards for 10 carries. I'm pretty sure it was. Gus Edwards probably had like 50 something. Justice Hill probably had like 40 something. And then in this game, Gus Edwards gets 6 carries for like 13 yards.
Gus, man?
Lamar Jackson only got 8 carries for like 50 something yards. But in sometimes when he needed to run, he didn't do so. He tried to rely on the pass game and kind of looked like a choke artist out there, bro. I don't know. What y'all think?
Everything Logan said that the Lions did, he can literally apply it to what the Ravens did. They actually got for the big game and did everything that they didn't plan on doing. They threw a lot. Lamar held the ball too long. Like, he didn't want to run. They couldn't protect. There's some plays that is on film. I don't know who has NFL Plus on here. If you don't or you don't, you should get it if you don't have it.
I got it.
Plenty of plays on film. If you can just block a half a second longer, you're hitting Zay deep over the middle. You're hitting Bateman down the field. However, they just couldn't protect. They didn't run. They didn't work. The defense, they allowed 17. You think that's probably enough. Sadly, in the end, it wasn't, because Andy Reid is probably one of the best game scripters to start a game you can find. So next you know, you're now 17-7 going to half. I think they panicked. And then the defense didn't panic. Them boys came to play, but the offense panicked, and sadly, playoff Lamar.
And the coaches panicked, bro. The coaches, bro.
Players panicked too, though, bro.
I don't know, man. If you're the coach and you're not calling run plays, bro, the players, number one run
players definitely did, bro. The amount of mistakes they made. The two roughing the passers penalties that kept drives alive for no reason. Come up under Patrick Mahomes' helmet. What are you doing? You're going to get that call 10 times out of 10 times. Hit him in the face. You're getting that call 10 times out of 10 times. Zay, even with his taunting penalty. You cannot push a dude to the ground, spin the ball on top of him, and flex on top of him. After making cannot do that.
Exactly. I love that shit, honestly.
And then you got the stretch out at the end. Yeah, I think it should be in the game, but it's not. It's clearly not. They're going to call that every single time. You can't spin the ball on top. I've seen that play. I've seen that be flagged for taunting every single time. If you spin the ball on top of somebody, you're getting that every single time. 10 times out of 10. And then stretching the ball out in front of 2 Chiefs defenders, expecting not to get it punched out. Not a smart play. They just shot themselves in the foot too many times.
Real quick, what down was that?
What?
He had just got the first.
He just got the first, so right there, he went to go dive into the end.
Oh, yeah, that was
one more down. Bro, take the fucking tackle. Take the fucking tackle and get on the 1 yard line and run that shit in, bro.
Look, this is...
No, Riz, I got to say...
Hold on. Let Freezy talk.
That was a touchdown. He didn't have to take a tackle or anything. Just duck your shoulder and just
exactly.
But that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Though.
Exactly.
If he gets stopped at the 1,
there was no reason to reach, bro.
He wasn't getting stopped at all, bro. There was no need to dive.
No reason to reach. Even if say he gets stopped, bro. What has Gus the Bus Edwards been doing all fucking season?
But that's another thing. They weren't even giving it to Gus.
They weren't giving it to Gus.
6 carries, bro. 6 carries.
I disagree with you about the Lions take, just because of the fact that I just don't think Baltimore was ever in the situation that Detroit was in, up big at a time where you can just kind of rely on something. Because if they could just rely on that defense, if they were up 17, I guarantee you they probably would have won that game, bro. Baltimore's defense is that good. They were historically good this year, and it's like, look. Every single person, and this might be a homer take, bro, but I blame that shit on Lamar Jackson, bro. Like, he every single time the moment looks big for this guy, he something hicks. You obviously can't control the Zay Flowers thing. You can't control all the penalties. Well, some of the penalties you can control offensively, but for the most part, I agree with Nick in the aspect of there was just way too many little mistakes that led to bigger mistakes that just led to them losing, bro. Like they had so many more opportunities to win that game than Kansas City did. Kansas City had 2 really, really good drives, and after that, they really did not get much. Patrick Mahomes is literally he's the best quarterback. He's the best quarterback in the league for a reason. He game managed the hell out of the end of that game, bro. Like he is just the epitome of. And Andy Reid again, the play calling and stuff is unbelievable. And I don't have NFL Plus, so I can't really watch the film and everything like that. I just kind of take it from the eye test that.
Got you my login though. I got you.
All right, yeah. Say less. Now I have it. Perfect. But not so. I don't really watch a whole lot of film. But my take from the whole thing. Baltimore, and the one thing I do agree with you that they're very similar with Detroit is Harbaugh's been in this situation. When has Lamar Jackson ever been in this situation, bro? Never. He never gets to this point, bro. He got to a new point, and he just. I feel like it's baby steps with Lamar, bro. Like
but
that's just how it feels to me.
You just said it. Harbaugh has been in this situation. Why are the running backs only running it 6 times when you're number 1 rushing offense in the league?
I don't not touch the ball enough.
Gus ran the ball 3 times.
It's not on Harbaugh.
And one play, he got 15 yards.
Yeah. But it's like, and that was in the open. That was on their first drive of the game, wasn't it? Or like one of their first drives of the game where they gave it to him.
Drive. Yes, but he did not touch the ball.
The thing with Lamar, though, too, is like his bread and butter all year is like, he holds the ball sometimes a little too much, but he just weaves out of it, bro, and starts running. He didn't do any of that, bro.
Yeah. And it's because of the blitzes. I'm about to say he wasn't ready for those blitzes.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like the defense for Kansas City. I mean.
Oh, that was called to perfection. That defensive play calling was called to perfection.
It has been for a while.
I mean, if the other team is not running the ball, then what are you going to do?
Exactly.
You're going to fucking just keep blitzing the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're running the ball well, they're not going to keep blitzing. They're going to push back.
The thing is, they got away from that in the first half, and then it was too late in the second half.
I wouldn't even say it's too late. Let me tell you why. Because
in the fourth quarter, it was too late. But the third
quarter, sure, it was too late.
Yeah, the third. Yeah, I agree with you.
Respectfully, is not shit.
Yeah, 17-10.
No,
one possession ain't nothing.
Hold on, not the final score. The game entirely.
Yeah,
17-7 is nothing for you to stop running.
I agree.
You can still run the ball.
Run the ball 100%.
And have success. So say you run the ball, you can stay in your game plan at 17-7. That's especially when the defense showed you they're really not doing much. So that whole third quarter you could have spent still in your game plan. And you probably would have had a few more points to take into the fourth quarter where you can still run your game plan. And that could lead, I don't know if you're getting field goals out of this, whatever, but the Chiefs offense had like 3 first downs the whole second half. One of them being the final big play of the game. So they really had 2 for the entirety of a whole half. You could have continued to run the ball. That's not all. That is a hard ball. I agree. You got to go to Monken, but that's a Monken thing where you have to say, I'm calling the plays. Monken comes from Georgia. Run the ball, brother. You know what to do.
Run the ball, brother.
Run the ball.
Yeah.
The defense showed you can still run because you had nothing but time. They even had field position at times.
Yeah.
You're sitting here trying to throw.
That's the craziest part, bro.
To Lamar, respectfully, he has grown as a passer a lot. He's a good one now, but he's also. You need to run the ball.
He's not changing the game, bro. He changes his game. He's always in his career changed the game with his legs. Everybody knows that, bro. And it's like you have to somehow.
He even said that before the divisional playoff game that he wanted himself to be the playmaker of every game. So
and you have to just make sure you have a game plan around that, regardless of how many blitzes are coming or not, bro. Listen, this is my favorite stat of this game, bro, because I looked at it right away because I was intrigued right away because I know Lamar Jackson does not throw that much, bro. He averaged this season 28 passes per game, bro. He threw 37. And you know half of those games are probably because they're down, so he just had to throw to get that average up. But when they're winning a game or in a close game, bro, all they did was run the ball all year long. So it's like, why would you get away from that now, bro? Especially considering the fact that you're getting no separation downfield whatsoever outside of Zay Flowers when you can barely get him into one-on-one because the Chiefs just did a good job of keeping Rustin Reed out there or keeping whoever out there to make sure that he wasn't breaking over the top. He did it one time and then he got the 15-yard penalty for it, like a dumbass. And he's a rookie, so he's gonna make mistakes too. And like it was a big moment in the game, and he let his emotions get the best of him. But there's just too much little shit with Baltimore, and when it comes to situations like that, to where it's so confusing because it's been happening ever since they drafted Lamar, bro. Like the last time that they had a real nice run was when those bumboy 1 seed Broncos let Jacoby Jones fly over and get that thing, bro.
He threw that in there for no reason. He brought that in for no reason.
That was the last time Baltimore really ruffled feathers in the playoffs, bro. Crazy. How long ago is that?
Which is not a Lamar thing. We need to point those.
That's what I'm saying. It's not. That's my point. It's like ever since they drafted Lamar, it just seems like in the playoffs they just don't know what they're doing. Like the game plan just doesn't match up.
But I can't say it's fully a hardball thing because there's different types of coaches. Like Kyle is the scheme coach. Like he's calling the plays and he's still the head man. Hardball doesn't call.
He's a leader of men.
Yeah. He's a leader of men. That's what he does. So when the leader of men has the boys out there headbutting Kelsey and they're out there pushing Snead into the ground, that reflects back on you because why aren't your soldiers ready to be smarter? If you watch the mic'd up, Mahomes is like, hey, play smart, play within the whistle. Like he continuously said it, play within the whistle, play within the whistle, play within the whistle. They play within the whistle. Again, as we all know, the Chiefs have been here 6 times in a row. They know. And yes, there is a certain thing of we've been here before.
Yeah, the pedigree is unmatched sometimes.
Got the Ravens out of their psyche more, and then that got them out of their game plan. At the end of the day, I have to pay respects to the Chiefs secondary, which is arguably the best in ball, because guess what?
Yep.
Who's playing man like the Chiefs? You know how hard it is to play man in 2023, and they played at an elite level. Snead should have been first team All-Pro.
Yes, he definitely should have.
Justin Reed's been a dog, dude.
Justin Reed too. That's what they played into their strength. They played into the Chiefs' strength, passing the ball. That
was the reason. When they played into the blitz too perfectly, they just stopped running the ball. So it's like, man.
And then Kelsey got into that defense's head. That's why I think they were making all them
Kelsey
mistakes.
They
got them frustrated.
That boy had 116 for 11 catches.
Bro, I'll tell you what. Shout out Travis Kelsey, because at the end of the day, bro, the amount of like whirlwind that man is always surrounded by, bro, in his career, and like when when the stuff off the field is outweighing the stuff on the field, everybody expects you to cave in on the field. That man just came out yet again and was just went, here you go, it's right on the table, motherfuckers, come and get it, and he just was all over them, bro. What, 11 for 115, 116 and a touch, like. He was all over them, bro. Like, and it's like, listen, bro, if you're Baltimore's defense, they got Rashee Rice. Okay, yeah, he's an explosive playmaker, but at the end of the day, who is Pat Mahomes trying to get the fucking ball to? It's one man. It's one man. Especially in the playoffs, this man broke Jerry Rice's record for most catches in postseason. It happened. That's my point, bro. It happens every single fucking.
They kept playing They kept playing zone. If you play zone against Kelsey, bro.
I'm glad
if you play zone against Kelsey, he will find the weak spots in that
every
zone.
Every
single time, bro.
Yeah, and him and Mahomes just have like the chemistry that they have now is just unmatched. Where it's like, all right, if you're in an open lane, I know where you're gonna turn to just get open in zone now at this point. So
and the Ravens' defensive strength is in their linebackers. Yeah. And so he just
in a zone though. In a zone.
Yeah.
They can't. You don't think they can cover Travis Kelce, man, Roquan or
Patrick?
They could have, I think, bro. Yeah.
They doubled them. They doubled them second half.
That's what they should have been doing.
And then they sputtered.
Yeah.
A little bit.
It wasn't necessarily a Patrick Queen thing. It was a Kyle Hamilton. It was good on. It was great on great. Kyle won some reps. Travis won some reps. Travis just won more reps.
I don't know though,
especially in that first half. But they just
dude.
They shot themselves in the foot at the end of the day.
Shout out to Kansas City.
Way too many times. KC played a cleaner ball.
They just are who they are, bro. And I mean, even if Juju Smith-Schuster got them a Phantom Super Bowl last year, they probably deserve to be back in this situation this year.
Oh, so they definitely do. I mean,
it's hard to dispute it, bro. Like it's like yeah, they had to play on the road this year for the first time. Pat Mahomes made that shit look fucking easy.
He didn't look phased at all, bro.
That man 15, bro. That man 15 is different.
He was like, oh, I gotta play on the road. All right, bro. And who's my second and third wide receiver? Oh, okay. MVS. I'm gonna hit you 4 times in the hands. 3 of them are gonna go through him, but that 4th one, that shit's gonna be epic, bro. Like it's crazy how this man thinks, bro. It's unreal. Like
it's
he's
insane.
just like we talked about that term serial winner earlier. Like that's what he is, bro. He's just he refuses to fucking lose, and that's why let's talk a little bit about the Super Bowl before we gotta go. Because look,
I was about to say I got a question. I got a question.
4 Super Bowls in 6 years, by the way.
I was gonna
Kansas
say
City Chiefs.
I got a question. So just based off eye test, we don't gotta bring in like stats, numbers, accolades, all that into this. Just off eye test, he's best ever, right?
Yeah, best ever.
Because in my eyes, I've never seen a quarterback play.
I've been at that point for about 5 years now. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, ever since I watched that, I was always like, this dude's insane. That Tampa Bay Super Bowl, when he was throwing at dude's helmets and they were just dropping it, and he was trying to make every play possible. That's when it's I was like, this is the best quarterback I've ever seen. And they lost that game.
Yeah, he just does things on the field that like not a lot of people even like can even comprehend thinking about, let alone like actually knowing what he's about to do. Where it's like it's just like some of the things, even it's not even necessarily audibles either though too. It's like playing within the whistle is a perfect term, bro. Like he knows exactly when to like fly back a little bit extra on a roughing. He knows exactly when to do these little ass things that don't even have anything to do with his ability, bro.
His ability
is better than anybody. His ability is better than anybody.
He's just intelligent as fuck.
Yeah, bro. Bro, did y'all see the where he did that turnstile on that dude's chest? He was about to get tackled and he
yes, bro, and he almost escaped the sack, bro. I was like,
stuff
wow.
like that, bro, is like, what do you do against that?
Yeah. My favorite part about him at this point, obviously, he had the ability coming in first year 5,050.
Yeah,
where he's at right now, he's gone from I'm not just a superior physical talent, I'm beating you up here now too, and now he's 100%. At that Brady Manning pre-snap. It's over with for us, all of us.
Yeah,
I agree. That dude, he couldn't even read a defense his first year, bro.
And he's already cooked my team in the biggest game that matters. So trust me, I've witnessed it firsthand.
There's gonna be years where somebody gets his ass, but very rarely.
Yeah, I think so too, bro. Yeah, exactly.
And he's one of them ones.
I thought this year was gonna be Josh Allen that got his ass.
Wait, I was hoping. So I thought it was gonna be too.
I was hoping.
So wait, both times that the Chiefs have gotten to the Super Bowl or have not won the Super Bowl in the last 6 years. Correct me if I'm wrong, but both times he lost, it was to Tom Brady, right?
And then Burrow too.
Oh, he did lose to Burrow in 20. Yeah, okay, yeah, I forgot about that. And Joe Burrow's another one. Joe Burrow's another one. Dude. He's a wild card, bro. Like, cause you never know, dude. Like everybody kind of forgot about him, but he comes back next year.
He'll be back with a vengeance.
He does what Joe Burrow usually does. It's like,
I think the Bengals.
Yeah, but they're gonna lose. I think they lose T. Higgins.
I think the Bengals missed their window. There's a stat going around, and this is actually one of my favorite ones. You lose your first Super Bowl dating back to Dan Fouts, you don't go back.
Damn.
I don't know.
That's crazy.
Jalen Hurts.
Hey, we got mine 17. Thank God. Thank God for Nick Foles, bro. I don't
know. If Bengals build up that O-line, bro.
But that's the thing, though, Nick. You paid, bro. You still got to pay Jamar. The offensive line isn't
that's
good
true.
Still, and the defense isn't that great still.
Definitely paying Penny.
The defense is
Hutch in 2 years though. Hutch in 2 years might be the most expensive defensive lineman in the league. So it's
for sure.
Yeah,
defensive player of the year.
I like the way Goff has played, but I still don't think he should be one of the highest paid quarterbacks because I think it'll mess up the rest of the team. That's just my opinion.
What's his contract looking like right now?
They're saying that he's gonna be up for an extension.
He's definitely getting that.
Yeah, he's definitely getting extended.
Hot take before the Super Bowl talk, bro. You throw Jared Goff in that Kyle Shanahan offense, that motherfucker's a Hall of Famer, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you, bro. Jared Goff's a Hall of Famer, bro. Winning multiple Super Bowls, winning multiple Super Bowls.
We already saw him on the Rams.
Yeah, but if you put him in San Francisco's team right now instead of Brock.
Bro, what's the difference between that Rams team and San Fran this year?
Offense right now.
Nothing, but he took them to the Super Bowl too. So it's like
lost.
because of him.
Lost because of Goff. Bro,
wait.
are we gonna act like Todd Gurley wasn't like an MVP that year?
But I'm telling you,
Todd Gurley was the best running back we had seen since Adrian Peterson.
I can't. I'm gonna bring my phone out after Purdy throws his second pick to Snead, and when Snead's celebrating while they're up 10 in the fourth, I'm gonna take a picture of you, Nick. I'm gonna send it to you. I'm gonna say, look, he did exactly what Jared Goff did.
That triple crown the year after he was out of there.
He lost when it mattered. Yeah, listen, Stafford's a great player too. Don't get me wrong, but guess what? He's done better with things with Detroit than Matt Stafford ever has in 2 years.
What did we give Stafford? Bro?
I don't know.
Megatron and some chocolate, bro. Nothing else. Bro.
And some chocolate.
Arizona and a fucking bag of chips,
bro. We ain't give him nothing, bro. We ain't give him nothing, bro.
Shit.
The Tamakung Su, Megatron, and absolute piss after that. Nothing.
Darius Slay for a little bit.
Darius, he wasn't even the player that he became when he was with Detroit, though. Like he was always good, and you saw flashes, but he was butting heads with Patricia too much to really see the full potential that he brought out his first year in Philly. So, we didn't really get to see that, and plus Sue was gone, and we really just when Sue left, we had Slay and Glover Quinn, and then that was our defense. That was it. And so we had Ziggy Ansah was our best pass rush, and come on.
That's true. I mean, trust me. Don't get me wrong. I know Jared Goff's got a better roster, but it's
if you took
he's just trying to slander Brock Purdy.
I love talking. Dude,
if you take the Matt Stafford now and you throw him on this Detroit Lions offense, I think we would have beat the 49ers.
Definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
I honestly don't.
I still think something happened in halftime. That someone.
No, yeah,
they were smoking cigarettes, chilling
and
back.
Stafford wouldn't have let that happen.
Like
Stafford wouldn't have let that happen, bro. Stafford's mentality is different.
Yeah, I don't want to argue with a Lions fan about Lions views because you probably have a better point of view about it than I do.
Oh, trust me, I watched a lot. Stafford never had a single running. Every year he was there, he didn't have any type of running game. Didn't have any type of O line.
I don't think
weapons.
I don't think Jared Goff deserves the slander. That's all. I think Jared Goff.
No, he's a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback,
but
I don't think he's a top paid quarterback. Like I don't think he should be the highest
top 10 paid. Well, no, I don't think anybody.
He might get like that type of money. That's what I'm saying. Because of the year he's had, he has had a great year. Yeah, I'm not saying he hasn't.
It might be a discount.
But we have the best offensive line in football, and if we pay him instead of putting our offensive line as the priority, it will hurt us in the long run. That's what I'm saying.
You think he takes a cut?
No, hell no. Not yet. He won't take a cut yet.
Pay cut? No.
No shit.
So he's been trying to face the doubters his entire career.
Yeah, he don't get a pay cut.
He's not taking no pay cut. He's gonna
not yet, at least, bro. Maybe the next one.
Look at what I did. It's gonna be
It's like maybe the next one. I just don't think he's been paid enough in his eyes to
exactly
say pay cut for now. I don't know.
All right, let's move on because I know we all got busy late afternoons. So Super Bowl matchup, Super Bowl 58 is going to be between the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. It's a rematch of Super Bowl 54 back in 2020 where the Chiefs won 31-20. The Chiefs are going to their fourth Super Bowl in 6 years, like we mentioned, all leading by Patrick Mahomes. And the 49ers will be led by the youngest QB to ever play in a Super Bowl. Who do you got? Who do you guys got? Who do you guys got, man?
It's hard to go against 15 right now.
Facts.
It's hard to go against 15.
I won't put money line on that shit ever again.
No. That's what I'm gonna say. The way they've been dialing up that defense. I mean, you got a top 5, possibly top 3 defense right now. The way they're playing, and then you got that boy 15 on the other side of the ball. That's just gonna be so tough. I know the 49ers want it. I know they want it bad. For a lot of the guys, it's a rematch. You know, they get to go up against them again. But that 15 last time isn't the same 15 this time. Mahomes has learned. Better. He's a lot smarter. He's a lot better. I think Andy Reid's going to have him ready. Travis Kelce's going to get under 49ers skin because it's super easy to get under Greenlaw's skin. We've seen that. So I think he's going to do what he did against the Ravens, against the 49ers, and it's going to be tough to stop them, man. So yeah, give me 15 in the Chiefs.
Justin,
look,
want me to go Frazier? You got it.
these boys were. Mahomes is very aware of his legacy, very much so. Them as a team are aware of what they're doing. The last time they were in this position, they got embarrassed by the Bucs. I think they don't come out on some pit. And like Nick said, it's a rematch. The Niners probably do want this. I think the Chiefs are playing for something a bit different. They want back-to-back. They've said it. They said it last time they were in this position. They wanted back-to-back. And they lost
the dynasty title.
Mahomes knows what you got to do to be up there with Brady. Mahomes is probably the only QB playing Ghost right now. Well, he is the only quarterback playing Ghost right now. He's playing Brady. Bro, they're probably coming out on some all-time heater. We need this type shit. Yep. I think, and as much as I do have a little fear of like teams that want revenge and whatnot, like they said, Mahomes is better. He's smarter. The best defense he's ever had. The second best O-line he's ever had besides last year. I think they just. I don't even think they're gonna get it done close. I think they'll pull away in the second half and coast to the second straight Super Bowl.
I agree.
Sheesh. Okay.
I agree.
Logan?
I fucking hate the 49ers, right? I can't stand San Francisco, bro. Like, I can't stand their fans. I can't stand their media. I can't stand anything about them, bro.
This makes a lot of sense.
I really can't stand them. And yeah, there's definitely some bias in there, sure. But
sure.
And I'm not afraid to admit that, bro. I cannot stand San Francisco, bro. Like, outside of my own division, there's no team I'd rather see lose than the San Francisco 49ers, bro. So the fact of the matter is, I've never been one to bet with Mahomes or ride with Mahomes. I loved trying to see that motherfucker's downfall, and every single fucking time, bro, he just, and I mean, last year was just honestly like times 10, right? I mean, it happens to you see it happen to everybody else's team, and you're like, damn, that fucking sucks. Like, and then he does it to your team, and you're like, wow, really? Fuck you, bro. Like,
yeah, he's different,
like,
bro.
Damn,
He's
so
different.
And you're like,
that's why they want them to lose so bad, bro.
Oh, and it's funny too, because I think about it with my dad too, right? It's like my dad said the same thing with Brady. Like in 2003, he beat the Eagles. And then 14 years later, an older version lost to Nick Foles. So you never know. Maybe time flies and something happens Nick down Foles. The road, right? Yeah, I know.
Dog.
Yeah,
dog.
That boy a puppy.
As of right now,
hey, man, he was a dog for that game. Yeah. He was a dog for that game.
That puppy's got more Super Bowls than the Cowboys in the last 1, 2, 3. Oh shit!
I will say that Nick Foles
that has nothing to do with him being a puppy.
Nick Foles,
he's a puppy. What? No puppies are winning Super Bowl MVP. They're all dogs.
I will say Nick Foles in the Eagles jersey is one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Every time he leaves Philly, bro, it just, but in Philly, bro, I don't know what's in the water in Philly, bro.
Yeah,
that
something he likes in Philly for real. He was in St. Louis for a little bit. Justin, he was in his back door. He was in his backside for a little bit. Freeze.
Hey, he didn't do nothing over there. He didn't do nothing over there. But every time he's been in Philly, bro,
something happens.
Dog. I don't know what it is.
Like, long story short, to tie that together, Patrick Mahomes is at that point in his career to where I just cannot bet against him anymore, bro. Like, he's to that point to where it's like, man, I have to see it to believe it. I have to see it to believe it. The only man he's lost to on the biggest stage is the greatest quarterback of all time right now. I'm not ready to say that Mahomes is better than Brady. He's more gifted than Brady, 100%. But the accolades wise, it's not close yet. But obviously, Mahomes has only been around for 6 years.
6 years starting.
Yeah,
crazy,
like, he's gonna be around for a long time. So those records will probably, if not get broken, if the way the Chiefs continue to play, they might not be broken, but they'll be pretty close. Yeah, exactly. They're gonna be right next to each other. Like, he'll be in the Montana conversations. Like, he'll be in the Brady conversations, the Manning conversations. He's the only quarterback that is playing right now that is even close to those type of accolades. So. I don't know, bro. And you know how I feel about Brock Purdy. And the way San Francisco has been winning games recently, I wholeheartedly still think to this day that the Packers should have beat San Francisco. Like,
I mean, they should.
Jordan Love got put in the same situation to where they started playing to not lose the game. And San Francisco caught wind
I'll blame that shit on the kicker, really.
And did that. Well, okay, yeah, I guess you could, but at the end of the day,
you make that field goal, it's a whole different game.
I know, but they played soft in the second half. All I'm saying
that's fine. They could play soft. You make that field goal, it's a whole different game.
If the way San Francisco played the last 2 weeks is any tale, and Kansas City goes up 10 or 14 at halftime, man,
I was actually going to say the same shit.
Wrap it up. If Kansas City gets a lead to start, wrap it up, bro. There's nothing San Francisco is going to do to make Mahomes and Andy Reid think we need to get off the gas, bro. They will. That's a winner's mentality.
He's been around for too long.
They win. That's it, bro. And it's like they didn't score a lot of points against Baltimore, but guess what? They were never tied. They were as soon as every time. 7-7, for example. Perfect. Baltimore comes down and scores, ties the game. What did Mahomes go and do? They went and scored. Like when he sees them tied or losing, he kicks it up and goes and does what he needs to do. So if you're right away in the lead, up 14-0, yeah, sure, maybe they might not score as much and run out 6 to 7 more minutes of game clock as they don't score but play the field position game and ride a top 3 defense. So if they do that, man, stop. Brock Purdy is going to be exposed if something like that happens, bro. I'm telling you. And he's not going to throw 1, he'll throw 2, because at the end of the game, he's going to have to try and get a little bit ballsy. And I'm telling you, he's not good enough yet. He's not good enough to sit there. What were all his big plays at the end of that last game against Detroit? He got out of the pocket because the coverage wasn't great, but good enough to where he didn't feel like he could fit a window, and he took off and ran and used his legs. Something Lamar probably should have been doing.
It's a good football play.
Yeah, 100% it is a good football play, but at the end of the day, if you have, Bolton, if he's sitting there and I don't really know how he's used outside the blitz because I just see Bolton blitzing every time I see him on the field, but for the most part, if they have a spy, my point is, if they put a linebacker spy on Brock and he can't go anywhere running and they make him use his arm at the end of the game, man, stop. Good night. Good night.
With that is, sadly, the Chiefs' run defense is not that good.
That's the only problem that I think about is McCaffrey.
I don't think they'll play as much into the hands of the Chiefs' defense as the Ravens did. I think they're gonna run the ball.
Might win Super Bowl MVP for the Niners. It's gonna be Christian.
Yeah,
CMC
or Sam Darnold when they bench Brock Purdy for playing so bad in the first.
Wrap this up, bro. Wrap this up.
Don't you have a
no, definitely though. Both teams have good defenses. Except for the quarterback and the offensive line, I would say the Niners have a better offense. The Niners can definitely win this game, but I agree with Logan. If the Kansas City Chiefs go up in this game, it's not going to be what the Niners did to the Lions. If they go up in the second half, that means that they're going to probably score 2 more times in the second half. So I don't think they're going to be able to come back. If they do get that chance, though, that the game is tied towards the end, I don't know, man. Again,
you think Brock's making that play?
Brock did it twice already, bro. I don't know.
Third time's a charm.
But for sure, I'm not gonna bet against Mahomes again, bro. He already shattered my heart with some.
My free same game will definitely be on the Chiefs.
He's definitely the GOAT for me in the quarterback position. Obviously, Tom Brady has more accolades, but he was in the league obviously longer. But I think Mahomes gonna probably surpass that. Maybe not get 7 Super Bowls, but I think he's gonna surpass a lot of records at the QB position. And
Drew Brees had all the records before Tom came and snuck them.
The experience that they have overall as a team together, man, coaches, players on the offense and defense, special teams, like I think that says a lot going into this game against the Niners. Yeah, some people have been there, but they've only been there one time.
Yeah.
It's different. It's different. The Kansas City Chiefs have been to the AFC Championship 6 times in the last 6 years.
Yeah. And I mean, San Francisco has a little bit of pedigree as of late. I mean, they've been to 3 straight NFC championships or 4?
Yeah, 3.
4. Okay, yeah. And it's like they have a little bit of pedigree, but they haven't gotten any jobs done. Not as far as I know. I mean, shit. I mean, there's one job. Like Brock Purdy can sit there and Jimmy Garoppolo can sit there and hold up that NFC trophy and have maybe a little off-color banner raised at the end of the year, but man, everybody knows there's one goal, bro, and nobody does better at attaining that goal, at least right now, than the man that just so happens to have another chance to get one. Like, it just so happens to be back in that situation, bro. It doesn't matter, bro. It doesn't matter. That's why I thank God every day that Patrick Mahomes got drafted by an AFC team. Because I sit here as an Eagles fan, and it's like, and I sit there as any fan of an AFC team outside the Chiefs, and I'm thinking, damn, why?
No shit.
How are we going to...
No, I'll do you one better. Try same conference, same division.
Well, exactly.
And Harbaugh just went to your division too. Harbaugh and Herbert's gonna be a crazy duo.
I have no. Actually, I think my contract's coming up. I'm changing teams.
You a Charger?
You're a free agent?
You a Charger fan?
No, I'm just.
You'll be a Cowboy.
No,
nobody wants to go over there, bro. Let me tell you. They're right.
We're America's team now, bro.
Damn right.
Yeah, right.
Lions.
Motor City. Motor City.
Hey, how many NFC championships you been to in the past decade?
Not more than the Lions. Yes. Nick, can I get that conversation?
Yeah.
Look at the history. Look at the history. At least we've been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, George, even your dinosaur ass wasn't alive for that history, bro. Come on,
I was alive. What do you mean? 93, baby. 93, baby.
Yeah, you were coming out the womb.
Yeah, exactly. Cowboy.
Oh, nah. Cowboy's crazy.
Hey, it's been awesome, bro. Before we get out of here, let these people know where they could listen to your stuff, watch your stuff, your content that you got going on. Damn, now everybody had one shit.
I'm here, Freezy Sports on Instagram and TikTok, and I say this every time, but the fucker that stole Freezy Sports on Twitter, I will find you. Twitter, it's Sports Freezy.
Sports Freezy.
Nick J. Wilkins TV on Instagram, Twitter.
That was so dry,
right, dude?
Don't worry, bro.
It's not class at all.
It's not gonna be dry after for a while because there's some work coming in the cards with us three. We had a little something going with
we'll cook up
some
stuff,
stuff, but we're gonna have something rolling here at some point soon. So we'll be ready from the next time we're on the G perspective. Hopefully that stuff is coming more into fruition. But right now, bro, just
use 3 leaving me out. Shit, dog.
Well, yeah, you got too much good shit going on by yourself, bro. Unfortunately, you don't need us.
That's a fact.
But nah, bro, Logan Peter Nick on everything. He's at East Digital Network for men's basketball play-by-play right now. That's about it.
Yes, sir. Putting in that work. Yesterday
like
too. Doing it by himself too. That boy sounds 45. Talking.
It's hard, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, so I had a color guy for the first part of the year. Bro, it's hard now, bro.
Yeah, bro.
One of you guys need to fly in and be my color guy, bro. How about that?
I would love to do that.
If they pay me, I'm out there.
I said if they pay me to stay in Philly, I'll be there. Or Jersey.
They don't pay you enough to live there, that's for sure. But you could just crash with me, bro.
Man.
You could just crash with me. I'll be your room and board, bro. You could just crash at the crib, bro. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'll just bring a robot out, and you can have a robo commentator.
Let's go, bro. I'm ready, bro. I'm ready.
He's delayed on the stream.
Let's do it, bro.
Yeah, he's lagging. Great block. It's the other way.
What do you mean?
Bro, they're on offense.
Oh man, guys, you know we can follow me on Twitter at GeorgeMike Perez, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at GMike Media _. The audio version of this podcast is available on all podcast platforms, and the video version on YouTube as well. And if you're into sports gambling, I run a Telegram channel where we try to get people $10 to $50 to $100 a day, only paying $5 a month with our daily winning slips. The link is going to be in the bottom of the screen. If not, just hit me up on one of my socials, DM me, and we'll get you going, babe. Get you going. But guys, hey, thank you again, bro. And you know, we're going to have some off-season talk. And now with basketball right around the corner with Joel Embiid out for the regular season. God damn, Logan.
Yeah, we got a good show for you. The Pistons are 0-10 in their last 10.
Bro,
so
look at this guy.
Actually, we just beat the Thunder.
Winning anything the rest of his career. Yo, let's wrap it up.
Y'all just last to the Magic right now.
Yo, yeah, Broncos are literally terrible, bro. Like, have fun with Sean Payton.
Hey, fuck you. I'm out.
All right, boys.